Hi everyone, in this live session we are going to learn the fastest and the shortest way to do percentages. Okay, so let's start with problem number 1. So the first problem can be taken as, basically percent means, per means for each, and cent is a Latin root word for 100. For each 100 or out of 100. That's what is percent. So let's start with the easiest way to do percentages. That means if you have 60% of 110. So if at all you have 60% of 110, the shortest way to do that is just multiply the numbers 6 times 11 and you get your answer. 6 times 11 is 66 and that's your answer. So this is the shortest and the fastest way. When you have multiples of 10, you can just multiply the numbers 6 times 11 and you get the answer. What is the logic behind that? Why are we taking 6 times 11? So I'll just show you that. 60%, percent symbol changes to 60 per 100. That's per 100 or out of 100. It changes to out of 100. Off is just multiplication and you have 110. So the two zeros cancels out with these two zeros. So you're only left with 6 times 11. That's what we have done, 6 times 11. So basically when you have multiples of 10, you just multiply the numbers 6 times 11, that's 66. How amazing is that? Okay, let's see another example. Suppose if you have 50% of 90. Okay. So what is 50% of 90? As I told you, when you have multiples of 10, you just simply multiply the numbers. 5 times 9, that's 45 and that's your answer. 5 times 9 is 45 and you're done. Okay, so what's the logic behind that? The percent symbol changes to out of 100. 50 per 100, 50 out of 100. Off is multiplication and this is 90. So the two zeros cancels out with the two zeros in denominator. So you're only left with 5 times 9, that's 45. So what you should do whenever you have 50% of 90, or if someone asks you 60% of 90 or 70% of 50, so whenever you have multiples of 10, you just need to multiply the numbers. For example, now let's take 10% of 10. What do you think the answer would be? So now you have 1 and a 1. So just multiply 1 times 1, that's equal to 1. That is your answer. 10% of 10 is 1. Alright, let's see another example. So what if I say 40% of 80? So if you have 40% of 80, just multiply 4 times 8. That's equal to 4 times 8, that's equal to 32. And that's your answer. 40% of 80 is 32. Alright, and what's the logic behind? That percent symbol changes to out of 100, per 100. 40 per 100, off is multiplication, and that's 80. So the two zeros cancels out with the zeros in the denominator and you're left with 4 times 8, that's 32. Okay, let's solve another example on this. Now if you have 40% of 35, now you don't have a multiple of 100 now. Before that you had multiples of tens and you had two zeros to cancel out, but here you only have one zero to cancel out. So what are we going to do? 40%, or you can even take 3.5. Now 40%, 40 out of 100. So let me take that. 40 out of 100, off is multiplication, and that's 35. So only one zero cancels out, and you can simplify this. 35 over 10, it goes in 5 times table. 5 times 2 gives you 10. 5 times 7 is 35, and your answer is 7 times 4 is 28, and you have a 2 left in denominator. 28 divided by 2. 28 divided by 2 is simply 14. Or else there's one more way you can do that. You cancel out the zeros, you're left with 4 multiplied by 35. 4 multiplied by 35, so you're left with 4 multiplied by 35 over 10. So 4 multiplied by 35 is 140 over 10. So just cancel out the zeros and you're left with 14. 14 as the answer. So there are multiple ways to calculate percentages. Whichever you feel easier way or the shortest way, we usually consider that. Okay, so now let's see another example. If you have 90% of 90, so what are you going to do? Just multiply 9 times 9, 9 times 9, that's equal to 81, and that's your answer. 9 times 9 is 81. That was super quick. What was the logic behind? 90%, percent symbol changes to out of 100 or per 100, times, of is times, and 90. So the two zeros gets cancelled out. So 9 times 9 is 81. That's it. Okay, let's see now if you don't have a multiple of 10. Let's not take a multiple of 10. So if you have suppose 25%, let's take 25% of 60. So now you don't have a multiple of 10. 25%, basically you know what is 25%. It's 1/4. 1/4 of is times, and this is 60. 1/4 of 60 is how much? So let's divide. How many times it goes in 4 times table? 4 times 15 gives us 60. So your answer is very simple. That's 15. Done. Okay, so 25% of 60 is 15. Now let's check out this one. What is 40% of 20? Now you can quickly do it in your mind. 4 times 2 is 8. Done. 40% of 20 is 8. And you're done. So what's the logic behind that? You just take 40 out of 100, of is times, and 20. The two zeros cancels out with the zeros in denominator, and you're left with 4 times 2. That's 8. Okay, let's calculate another one. For example, if you have 25% of 120. Now what are we going to do? When you have 25% of 120, as I told you, 25% is 1/4. 25% is 1/4, 50% is 1/2, and 75% is 3/4. So we just know the percentage as a fraction. 25% is 1/4 of is times and 120. So what is 120? How many times it goes in 4 times table? 4 ones, 4 threes is 12, 4 zeros 0. So that means your answer is 30. So 25% of 120 is 30. All right. So let's do one more example so that you have a okay. So 75%. Now you have 75% of 90. Now what? 75%, as I told you, you can even write it as 3/4 of 90, or you can directly solve it. 75 out of 100 of is times over 90. So 75 over 9, these two zeros cancels out. 75 times 9 gives you 675 over 10. 675 over 10. So whenever you have a multiple of 10 in denominator, what do? So you write the number 675, you place a decimal towards right. How many zeros are there? 1 0. Move 1 slot towards left. So your answer is 67.5. 67.5. Done. Okay, now let's see 45% of 25. So what is 45% of 25? Just take 45%. That means convert the percent symbol to per 100 out of 100, of is times, and 25. Okay, how many 25s make 100? 25, 25, 25, 25. 4 25s make 100. So 25 4s make 100. So 45 over 4. So that gives you 11.25, and you're done. That's your answer. Okay, so if at all you like this session, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment box. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care.